Steve.
You are correct. Just in from the Hurricane Center, it has made landfall. Dixie County, Florida, the Big Bend right there. You can see that center of circulation. You can track it actually the last few hours. There it is right there, making landfall, eventually working in through North Florida and then up the Carolina coastline very quickly after that. The latest coordinates, it made landfall with winds at 65 miles an hour. Andrea moving northeast at 17, a very quick forward speed. If you remember back to last night, it was expected to make landfall late Thursday night or early Friday morning. That certainly changed as it picked up its forward speed, and it's just racing up the coast Friday into Saturday into Sunday, eventually up into the Canadian Maritimes Saturday morning, and then moving off into the North Atlantic. The hurricane graveyard, cold water, upper level winds very unfavorable. This one will wash out well before that, though. Here's a look at the watches and warnings. We actually have a tropical storm warning for the west coast of Florida, all the way up into the Panhandle, and the east coast from Flagler Beach all the way up through the Carolinas into Cape Hatteras and extending even farther north than that. Well, it's been rain for us. 3 tornadoes and really gusty winds and a lot of just torrential rain. You'll notice in the last few minutes, though, the trend is for drier weather. The last band has now started to push off the coast, much quieter west of the turnpike, all the way back through the lake. And our next weather maker appears around Naples and Fort Myers. That should work in later tonight if it holds together. But so much dry air is working into Florida right now that it may be quiet through the early and mid-evening hours. Pleasant, it will be humid, but generally dry after the last bands of showers work away from Palm Beach County, and the Treasure Coast is pretty much in the same situation where almost all of the rain at this point is east of 995 and the Turnpike. James Whelan has much more on what's happening tonight and tomorrow right now.
Steve, thanks a lot. And yeah, we called the weather alert day earlier this morning with meteorologist Glenn Glazer and Kate Parker. That meant the weather would significantly affect your daily activities, and it certainly has. You got it on your phone here if you downloaded the Storm Shield app. Here's what we're talking about now for tonight. Continuing the weather alert day, but we are getting a little bit of a break, like Steve said. Still can expect, though, that tornado watch goes until 10 o'clock, lightning in some of those squalls, and wind gusts up to 40, 50 miles per hour regardless of the tornado. And the flood watch could be discontinued here. A little break, like I said, this is for the overnight. What we're going to break down here, what to expect. Little break overnight. Isolated heavy rain and tornadoes coming back, which is isolated instead of scattered like it is now. 50-mile-per-hour winds still possible in squalls. Now, tomorrow, what can you expect? We think the morning will be okay, but by the afternoon, we're going to get a lot of tropical moisture still remaining, and we're going to get thunderstorms to fire up in the afternoon straight across the area. Some folks may not see any, so we're saying isolated heavy rains with an additional 1 to 3 inches. That could lead to some flooding with some training storms, generally moving from the southwest to the northeast, and gusts in those storms could reach 50 miles per hour. Steve?
All right, so a slow improvement through